Hello vlog for yesterday. Today, the 22nd of March, 2022. I think it's a Wednesday. I needed to call the IRS, but they just want to put you on hold, and I needed to do the math with my phone. So I'm doing all kinds of math with my phone. I have to subtract for elevation difference of creeks. I have to convert feet to miles, and I have to add distances of feet and miles. But I do it all verbally with my phone. Like when I'm listening to stuff, and it's really good about starting talking again as soon as I'm done with the math. So, but yeah, I'm just organizing all of the creeks still, and I'm gonna put a few more days into it. At least the rest of the day. I ran out of weed last night, and I was thinking, because this happens every time I run out of weed. I got $15 worth, and it lasted 3 days. But then I just got $90 worth. It was 2 of these canisters, and then I had to cram that in there. 27% sativa. So anyway, yeah, because I was working a little bit this morning, and that's when I realized, oh man, that I needed to be stoned for this particular project. So I went in and got $100 cash. So I guess I have $10 extra now and some change. So maybe 12 or 13. So then that means I have money to get weed when I run out this time. So, oh man. Dang, I should go into the store and get some energy drinks. Yeah, I'm watching a lot of videos on the Ukrainian war. I wanted to watch a bunch of videos on Chechen war. I'm listening to the book Oligarchs. I think his name is Goodard, which is really good. I'm going to have to listen to that book 5 times. It's 22 hours long, and just if you could remember the whole thing, dang, that whole Ukrainian war kind of is putting me kind of in warrior mode. I agree with the Ukrainians that we need to be aggressive because they're crazy. Putin's crazy and the Russians are crazy. And so Chinese too, this Chinese person. Facebook friends me the other day. And they're like, hi, what's up? And I'm like, China is a totalitarian dictatorship. Figure all shit out. So they comment back and they're like, I just want to be friends. And I'm like, World War III started. You're a spy. If you're Russian or Chinese, you need to fucking get your ass into gear too, or you're worse than the complacent people in America, because your taxes pay for that bullshit. So anyway, my mom was gonna call me to go swimming today, but I guess I just got a text and she said that she's not sleeping well and has to sleep today. But she says I need to take a break from my sight. She doesn't understand that I actually like, well, I mean, I like to work. Like, work doesn't make me stressed out, you know? Like, my mom gets super stressed out when she has a lot of work to do. I'm the opposite. I mean, I do get, like, into it so that if I get, like, jolted out of my work, I'll get super stressed out about it. But, so, I guess I get to, yeah, work all day. Ooh, it's a nice day too. So my lungs have been doing, my lungs have been doing remarkably well, which means I can keep smoking weed and work. I have been listening to a lot of music. My computer was working like crap, and I forgot to unplug my Apple TV. Because when that happens, all you have to do is unplug and plug the Apple TV. For some stupid reason this morning, I was working with it being slow, and it sucks. It sucks when you have to work like that because, you know, I need to move the mouse around constantly when I'm working on Google Earth. I can't have any of this like G stuff going on, you know. So, anyways, if you ever have that problem and you have an Apple TV, just don't forget to unplug and plug it whenever that happens, because that's what fixes it. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. Whoa, my God. I got this new kind of energy drink the other day where um, it was like $4 for two of them, which is kind of expensive because it was only like $2.50 for two for the other ones, for the Monster. But I got this new energy drink and I can't remember the name of it, but I drank it and like my skin got like creepy crawly. I think there was all kinds of niacin in those, man. I was like, whoa. I think maybe I'll go and get two more today and like pound them and see if I get creepy crawlies again. Where your skin starts like, yeah, tingling. So, yeah, if I have trouble, actually, I don't think I'm going to yawn when I start working, but if I do, I'm going to go get my energy drink. It's just that I was already out earlier today when I got weed, and I forgot I should have got an energy drink. I like to drink energy drink like one time a day, but I probably shouldn't do it in the morning. I usually do it at night. So, yeah, this project I'm working on, I'm like high right now. Sometimes I have to close my eyes to concentrate. Yeah, I have to like figure out how I'm gonna organize it and how I'm gonna make the different how much I'm gonna organize it, because it's like I could get out of control, you know what I mean? So that's why when I work on this, my technique is kind of not completely where I know what's done and when I'm gonna get done and stuff, but it's more kind of by feeling. It's like throw more days at it. So I'm not sick of it yet because I still kind of think it's really freaking cool. Like I rode my bike across the street to the marijuana store this morning. And on my way home, I cross the street and I look up at the Flatirons. And I see, I'm looking at the Flatirons and I see like the different Flatirons sticking up and the little like hills and stuff. And with the gullies in between the Flatirons. And I know that on my map, those gullies have some hills through them and stuff, and up here and then the other hill. And like that's part of what I'm building like all the different creeks and gullies and for the mountains and the flats for all of Boulder County. And I'm looking at this being like, yeah, and I'm building one for all of it. And when I was outside looking at it, like in real life, I was thinking to myself, okay, Boulder County is way too big to name and put all the information and organize all of the creeks and lakes of the whole county, of all those gullies I'm looking at. There's no way. It's too big. There's no way you could memorize all of it, and there's no way you could build it. That's impossible. But then when I come home and I'm looking at it on the Google Earth, that's a project I'm working on. So that's why, like, I never would have had this attitude about it before. But now for some reason I'm like crazy ambitious. But I think that it's worth it because I think it's possible to organize it in a way to make it so that you could like become familiar with every single gully in all of Boulder County. Like be able to memorize it and know it. I don't know what the number is going to be, but I'll find out what the number is in the later. But I'll have a number attached, pretty much, like a rough number of how many there are, and you can compare that to other things. There was in Pliny it says in History Naturale book that one of the one of the Roman consuls from the Republic of Rome in like the year 450 BC or whatever, when the city had like I can't remember, like 50,000 people or something, like pretty big, 30,000 people. He knew each and every citizen by name. So, that's kind of like the whole purpose of my website. I think it's possible to know each and everything. Nothing's too big to memorize. You just have to organize it right. So, and I also want to be able to compare it to a tree. Like compare Boulder County to a tree, like at least the creeks up in the mountains. So you look at it or maybe I'll make it like a bush, because like picture a bush, and the branches start, because that's what the difference between a tree and a bush is. A tree comes up and then it comes out, but a bush, like all the little branches come out from the root. And so all the little branches, like I guess 4 branches come out from the root. One would be North St. Vrain, South St. Vrain, 4 Mile Creek, Boulder Creek, and South Boulder Creek. And so each one of those would be like of the bush, the branch coming up. And then all the different like branches and twigs that come off the branches are the ones from the creeks that you put on the bush. So you turn the creeks of Boulder County into a bush, and then you would guess how big the bush is, just I guess by making it similar looking to a normal bush that would look like that, and then you would find what species of bush, and then you would get a picture of the bush. It would be like, this is equivalent to this. Wouldn't that be cool? I might do that because it wouldn't, because I spent so much time building it on Google Earth. It won't take that much more time to just get on and find a bush that looks like it, So anyways, that's enough talking. I'm gonna get going. I try to work as long as I can, like stay focused and work and not spend too much time like smoking weed and listening to music. Sometimes I can waste time like sitting up when I have my weed breaks. I like smoke too much, and then I just sit there smoking weed, listen to music, and that's how I kill time actually. In my breaks, is with the energy drinks, because I sip on the energy drinks, and then when I like cool off, that's when I start working again. You know what I mean? Like you work until you overheat, and then you cool off, but you want to cool off quickly so that you're working as many hours as you can during the day. So the best way to cool off quickly is get really high. That's why I smoke the weed. It's like a coolant. But then the energy drink too, and maybe I think I like the caffeine high, but I think I need to get a new coffee machine because it doesn't make coffee when I need it to. So I rely on energy drinks for the caffeine high. I was never addicted to like caffeine or energy drink. I'm not addicted to it, but it's like my activity, I guess. Okay, so yeah, so timeline, no timeline. This project, this Boulder Creek, Boulder County Lake project is one of those projects where you're like, and I was like this when I came into it, where you're like, whoa, like you know what I mean, like you have to take it seriously. You can't get all like overly cocky about it. You have to kind of realize how big of a project it is, like how long it'll take, and then just like, yeah, not get too like stressed out about it. So that's why I don't have any goals. I don't have any nothing, no timeline, no nothing. I just think it's a really cool project. So I think it's worth another few days. I'm just gonna throw another few days at it, and then see what it looks like. That's all. Because and I like doing the math. That's what I wanted to say. I really like doing the math. Like I got into a point where, and I'm not like this now, but sometimes I get to a point where I I like to do the arithmetic myself or the subtraction myself instead of having Siri do it. I like to look at the highest elevation of the creek and then the lowest, and then I try to do the math in my head and see if I can do it like really fast without stress. And I was getting really good at that like the other night. I think maybe it was last night or the night before. I just get really, because it's like almost as fast as the other way, but also the other way is like not accurate anyway. Like when you and I don't know how the Boulder County government did that. Could they did it differently, even though it's Google Earth, but on the polygon tool, and with the way that they did it, it's just that theirs is more limited. On the line tool on Google Earth, you right click elevation profile, and on elevation profile it says how far something is, but it's a different number on the elevation profile than on the when you go right click like data, and then you look at it. So it's not all totally accurate, but also when you're looking at the elevation difference, that's like way off a lot of the time. Like, I mean, it's cool that they try to give it to you, but it's not. it's like not like when I compare it a lot of the time, it's like more than 10% off. So for me to do it in my head, at least I know that it's done right, you know? So I mean, if I was doing it right, I'd be doing it in my head every time anyway. I just don't all the time. But I do. And when I do it in the head, it's actually the reason that I do it is more because I want it done right than because I'm like, I have fun doing the math. But I did get to the point where I was like do the math, but I'm not doing that now. I'm just doing it with Siri. All right, so I'm doing it with Siri so that I know it's done right. I'm not doing it by looking at it. See, a lot of the times I forget that I can just look at it because I get into the habit of doing it with Siri. And I do that with other things too. I get in the habit of doing it like the longer way. I can't give you any examples now, but anyways, I think of, oh my God, more than 20 minutes. Oh, okay, I'm going to, yeah, get back to work and then get an energy drink. That'll be my like daily activity. Like when I go to the store, because that's like the only time I get exercise in a day. I'm walking down the aisles. I'm walking down the aisle because I usually do the same route. I go in the right door and then I go to the left side to get my energy drink, and then I go out on the left side through the self checkout. And as I'm walking down, like across the street, the store from the right door to the energy drink aisle, I usually think to myself, I'm like, this is like my daily exercise. Like, ooh, I'm walking. This is exercise. Ooh, look at all those people who exercising. Like, walk with good form. I'll put, walk upright. It's like, oh my God. I'm like, am I still fit? Can I still walk? Um, so anyways, yeah, all right. I'm going to get back to work, and I don't care how long this project is going to take because I think it's cool. Oh yeah, fuck. I've talked too long today, but I wanted to talk about why it's cool, like why it's worth it to Google Earth the creeks and the lakes around here, and I have a lot of stuff to say about that. So that'll be tomorrow. All right, talk to you tomorrow.